Hey, today we're going to talk about a plant known as hibiscus and some of its effects on the body, mind, emotional state. Before we get further, I'd like to remind you that I'm not a medical practitioner. Of course, err on the side of caution if you're pregnant and or breastfeeding, and specifically erring on the side of caution for medications. This plant can lower blood pressure, and so if you're on medications related to that, then you're going to probably need to seek guidance from your naturopath and or doctor. So there's about 300 species of hibiscus, and it's usually found in warm, temperate, subtropical and tropical climates. And most cultures around the world would consume it in various ways. And the more common ways to consume it is as tea, a food condiment, flavorings of like particular drinks and foods as well. Capsules, you can get it in powder, extract. Some people candy it, and you can also have it dried. Now, most of the nutrients contained in this plant for human consumption will have things like vitamin C, calcium, iron, magnesium, and potassium. And the kinds of things that this plant can help with is blood pressure. It's quite rich in antioxidants as well, so it can help with boosting your body's ability to deal with many illnesses that it may be battling. And it can support liver health, can aid in cholesterol management. It's also got antibacterial and antiviral effects. It can improve digestive health, and it can also assist with menstrual cramps and PMS as well. Now, something I found quite interesting about hibiscus is that there's a lot of cultural references to this plant around the world, and I wanted to go through some of them here. And there is some similarities in it too, which I found is quite interesting. So if we go to Hawaii and the more traditional practices there, you'll find that hibiscus is often used as a symbol of beauty and hospitality. We go to India, the more traditional symbol for this plant. It's related to the offerings of the goddess Kali. We go to China, in some parts of China that are connected more to their traditional ancient ways of life, you'll see this as a symbol for wealth and fame. Now, if we go to sort of like the Caribbean, Latin America, and Africa, so obviously that's quite a large landmass there that I referred to, but a lot of the symbolism that traveled through Latin America and the Caribbean is, obviously more of an introduced, a more newer introduced symbolism of that flower, and that was highly influenced, obviously, from the buying and selling of African people, and they've been placed on those lands. So hence why it also relates to Africa. So a lot of those people that were being bought and sold, slavery, we might as well just call it for what it is, they were able to take some of their culture with them and preserve some of that culture, and then that's being mixed in with some of the other culture that's there. And so often in those places, those areas, they would drink hibiscus. Usually cold, but it may be warm as well. And for them, it's a symbol of joy. And what a beautiful medicine that would have been for them. Yeah, when you ponder on the idea of being bought and sold and enslaved in such ways, there's obviously a feelings that come up about that, and to have been able to hold something that gives you joy in amongst all of that is a beautiful thing. In my perspective, you're going to have your own, that's okay too. And so then we go to just one more place, and let's talk about the Philippines. And often, this is a really interesting use for hibiscus actually. So often the children in the Philippines would actually make bubbles from the sticky juice of the hibiscus. So there's a way in which they would prepare the hibiscus, and then they would create bubbles with it, you know. And it's like I start to then ponder on, well, yes, I know there's probably many stories of how we come to this concept of, you know, putting some detergent into water in particular shapes and blowing bubbles. But these kind of stories, you know, makes you kind of, what leads you to ponder on, you know, maybe this is the kind of thing that it really originated from. And yeah, I think that's quite cool, you know, to turn something of nature into a way to play and interact with it and become really quite tactile with the experience of it. You know, if you ever watch really little children, right, they love to touch things, and that's such a way for them, you know, to experience, you know, the world around them. There's just so much information that's being transferred from this plant to my hand right now that we may not always be able to see, hear, smell, you name it. But there's a body intelligence that's happening with it. So yeah, that is the vlog about hibiscus. I have no idea why I just turned it into a funny accent then, but if anyone knows me personally and you've gotten to know me really well, you'll know that I do that sometimes. So yes, if you've got any questions about hibiscus, welcome to leave that in the comment section below. If you've got any requests of particular plants you'd like us to talk about, welcome to request that too. And we'll see you in the next vlog.